Good to go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
All right, we will call this special meeting of the Lawrence County Board of Commissioners to order, February 26, 2021, 11:20 a.m. It's been duly advertised in the Newcastle News. This meeting will be taking place. I'll rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a brief moment of silence. Joe, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All please remain standing for a very brief moment of silence. Thank you. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Here.
Commissioner Vogler?
Here.
Commissioner Boyd?
Here. I'll note, we are being recorded. It's being sent out to YouTube. It's the only way we're gonna have the public can watch weekly commissioner meetings due to courthouse closure, which has now been extended through mid-March. Hopefully we'll have the building open back up to the public soon. I will note, just because I've seen some chatter about it, the vast majority of our employees are here.
Right.
Operations are still continuing. It's not as if we're closing the building, everyone's going home and still collecting a paycheck. For the most part, we're still pump running at full steam. Most of the services, if any residents need any services, those services can be booked through an appointment or provided electronically or online or a virtual format. But we're full steam right now. It's not as if, we're closed. Courts are running, but I just wanted to make note of that. Row officer reports and comments. Any row officer in the audience with us today that have any reports or comments? Seeing none. We've got a public comment. Again, anybody wishing to submit public comment, I've noted this in previous meetings, please submit to my email, mboyd@co.lawrence.pa.us. That's mboyd@co.lawrence.pa.us. Include the subject line, public comment, and if you'd be able to include the date as well, we'll be able to incorporate that into the record minutes and treat it as such. New business. A special meeting is only for the purpose of entering into a agreement with Lawrence County Regional Chamber of Commerce, or more accurately, the Lawrence County Economic Development Corporation. Probably my fault there. CDC. To administer the COVID-19 Hospitality Industry Recovery Program, otherwise known as the CHIRP program. UCD loves their acronyms. So to that end, Jason has worked closely with LCEDC Solicitor Jim Manolis to put this program together. The only thing I'll note here for a change on the resolution section, again, Regional Chamber of Commerce should read Economic Development Corporation. And the reason for that is under the law that authorizes this program, we're legally obligated to contract with a Certified Economic Development Corporation. The only Certified Economic Development Corporation that is local to us is LCEDC. Dan, I don't know if you've noted publicly or privately, but I know you've mentioned at some point that the Northwest Commission is also a Certified Economic Development Corporation. Obviously, their headquarters is up in, is it Oil City? Right, Oil City. But to that end, we decided to contract with LCEDC just due to the local nature of the program.
Yes.
But the county itself, we've received or are slated to receive, I don't think the money's come in yet, $968,540 in CHIRP funding to be distributed to eligible businesses in Lawrence County. Program guidelines will soon be coming out. We're still deliberating and discussing those. Specifically as it relates to conformity with Act 1 of 2021. So those will be forthcoming within the next week, and an application will be out soon after those program guidelines are finalized. The other thing I kind of want to just take a minute to note, and before opening the floor to my colleagues, if either of you have any comments on this, is just to put this all in perspective. The county has not been involved at all in building out testing capability or structuring the vaccine rollout. That's not been our job. That's been entirely the responsibility of the governor of Pennsylvania and the Department of Health. Our job throughout the course of this pandemic has largely been to chase after different funding streams and administer different grant programs targeted towards residents and businesses. And to that end, we've largely been successful in those endeavors. And I just want to give a couple of numbers related to how we've helped at the county level our residents get through this pandemic. We provided $3,365,751.54 to 273 different businesses throughout the county, and that's in combination with our business, our business interruption grant program, our emergency business program, and PPE reimbursements that we provided to businesses throughout the course of the pandemic. We provided $1,149,705.57 to 21 different municipalities to help them cover their costs associated with managing the COVID-19 pandemic, making sure that police payrolls and fire payrolls are covered, helping to purchase different technology upgrades to those municipalities if needed. I'll also note that an invitation was extended to all 27 municipalities to fund or help provide funding for any costs they may have incurred, and those 21 are the only ones who responded. We provided $393,231.69 to 23 different nonprofits, making sure that they can keep their doors open. That includes $50,000 to the Lawrence County YMCA, $50,000 to the Lawrence County Fair, $50,000 to the Newcastle Playhouse, and $30,000 and some change to the Lawrence County Historical Society, along with a large number of other nonprofits. We provided $250,000 to 9 fire departments, volunteer fire departments, again, making sure that all of our residents continue to have fire coverage throughout the duration of this pandemic, and helping to offset losses that fire departments incurred for not being able to host their fish fries or other events. We've allocated $150,000 to Lawrence County Economic Development Corporation, and Commissioner Spielvogel can attest to this directly. That's being used to structure new business retention programs with the goal of keeping more businesses in Lawrence County and helping to promote business expansion efforts of current businesses located in Lawrence County. It also includes $100,000 to our Tourism Bureau, which is a third-party agency, and that money has gone recognizing that many of the members of the Tourism Bureau have experienced significant losses this year. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but all dues were renewed for the 2021 year at no cost to businesses currently enrolled in the Tourism Bureau. We funded rent relief for at-risk residents when state programs sunset. We funded different food programs throughout the county, or went after different grants for food programs. We've given PPE, personal protective equipment, to public safety agencies and nursing homes throughout the county at no cost to those agencies. And so this $968,000 is just additional funding that we're going to do everything we can to get out to as many different hospitality-based businesses as possible. There's going to be some other funding also announced very shortly. We're probably going to be voting on rent relief and utility relief programs here in the near future, as well as some additional funding coming in for homeless programs, for mental health programs, and for substance abuse programming. And so we're doing everything in our power to make sure that our residents get the help they need, to make sure that our businesses get the help they need, supporting different endeavors in our community, to make sure that our residents and our businesses weather the storm that is COVID-19. And so to that end, I appreciate you both for accommodating that little spiel, but I'll turn it over to my colleagues for any additional questions, comments, concerns, or anything else they might wish to provide.
Just very quickly, that is an impressive list. You don't realize when you're working on things and the money is coming through quickly and agreements have to be signed quickly, just how much has been accomplished. We're not patting ourselves on the back, by no means on the back. I say this very humbly, that I'm glad to have been able to assist and help out in any way to guarantee, the successes or continuations of businesses. And along with that, there's always, my thought is, we need to, when we say things like this, that we always have guidelines that we have to follow. And sometimes those guidelines change midstream, and we did have that happen. And and there were different situations and different areas where the funding was there, that there were agencies or nonprofits or businesses that just did not qualify for the parameters that were listed. Those things, there are many, many things that are out of our control. And again, even with the monies coming down now, there are specific guidelines that are for them. Yes, there are, many businesses still hurting, and we're hoping that in the future, that some monies will be coming back to the county again, that we'll be able to assist in any way that we can. But it's great news that we've done so much for so many. And at the same time, we acknowledge that there were, because of guidelines, some people that were not able to be funded. We're hoping that, with additional monies coming through, that there are ways that we can also accommodate them. So, yeah, that's it.
Thank you both. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, that is certainly an impressive list when you consider that as we begin the month of March, it's been a year now since this virus has really officially taken hold and changed our lives, so dramatically. I think some thanks are in order, starting with the United States Congress and the prior administration in Washington for putting a lot of these programs together. The current administration in Washington that's attempting to do likewise. And specifically with the program that we're voting on today, our legislators in Harrisburg and the governor for putting together this hospitality recovery program. I think we need to make it very clear to our taxpayers here in the county that the dollars that were referenced were not from the county. They were not from your property tax. These were dollars that came to us from the federal government and in some instances the state government. But as was noted, we had the responsibility of administering those dollars. And I would say that as I'm handing out thank yous, Amy McKinney and her staff in the planning office just did a tremendous job of handling all of the, you talk about the guidelines, they were numerous. But she and her staff certainly handled it very well. And as Commissioner Boyd noted, with this current step that we're taking today for the hospitality industry, the way the law was written, we're essentially the pass-through. State allocated the dollars, but as noted by Mr. Boyd, we have to designate, which is what we're going to do here shortly, an agency to administer the program, unlike what we've done last year with our planning office. So we thank the LCEDC for their willingness to take control of this program, and would recommend to any business out there that's in the hospitality industry, if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to the chamber or to the Economic Development Corporation, because they have the guidelines as well in their possession. But no, I appreciate that you summarized all that. When you hear it all together, it covered a lot of territory in the last year. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you both. Unless there's any additional anything, we'll make this resolution 2021-048.
048.
I always lose, there it is. I always lose it at some point. I give you mine if you needed it. Looks like we're just good to vote on it. And so to that end, I'll take a motion to approve resolution 2021-48.
So moved.
Second, we have a motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, resolution reads now therefore be resolved by Lawrence County Commissioners. The Lawrence County Commissioners hereby enters into agreement with the enters into the attached agreement with Lawrence County Economic Development Corporation. And I'll note that we changed that before making the motion, et cetera. But hearing no further discussion, questions on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel,
Yes,
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. And we're looking forward to these monies to be deposited into
Yes.
our account soon. Finalizing the grant guidelines with LCEDC, and rolling this program out, to help more of our businesses and our residents, weather the storm. Again, public
Great.
comments may be submitted, mboyd@co.lawrence.pa.us, mboyd@co.lawrence.pa.us. That will soon, actually, hopefully, it'll be changing soon, as
Soon.
email addresses.
Mhm.
But we'll have more information on that, within the next couple of weeks. Any other questions, new business before the board?
No.
All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, question on the motion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Lawrence County Board of Commissioners is adjourned.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very good. Christine's on here.
Would you believe, Morgan, the other day,